When the moonlight calls, will you dare to follow the howl? Join us on a journey where shadows whisper and legends awaken. Hit subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss the next breathtaking adventure. In a quiet village, surrounded by a silver forest, no one dared to enter, lived a young girl named Ella. The villagers whispered of the Moon Wolf, a legendary creature with fur as white as winter snow, said to guard a hidden gateway between worlds. On every full moon night, a cold blue light spilled from the forest's heart, and doors were bolted tight in fear. But Ella was different. She loved secrets, adored her grandmother's stories about the Moon Wolf, and believed that fear always hid a message. One icy night, she spotted faint, moonlit threads weaving through the trees, almost as if inviting her. Wrapping herself in a thick wool cloak, lantern in hand, she stepped outside while the village slept. The deeper she wandered, the larger and brighter the moon grew. Leaves shimmered with a soft silver glow, and the air hummed with a low, melodic rhythm. The ground beneath her feet pulsed gently, as though the forest itself was alive. Then came a distant howl, long, mournful, and unlike any ordinary animal. She followed the sound to a glassy lake where the full moon floated perfectly on the water's surface, as if the sky had fallen. Out of the mist, the wolf emerged. Massive, with eyes as blue as endless midnight, its fur glittered with a faint lunar glow. Ella's breath caught, but fear never came. Their eyes locked, and in that instant she felt the creature wasn't simply looking at her, it was seeing her, soul and all. The wolf stepped forward slowly, raised its head, and released a short, resonant howl that made the forest tremble. Suddenly, a swirling vortex of moonlight opened upon the lake, spinning gently like a door to another realm. The wolf's gaze deepened, almost saying, "Follow if you dare." Though her legs quivered, she felt a powerful pull, a sense that this was the path she had been meant to walk all along. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell. Ella tightened her grip on the lantern as the shimmering vortex pulsed like a living moon. The wolf stepped gracefully onto the glowing path of light that stretched across the lake, never breaking eye contact. It paused and gave a gentle nod, as if inviting her to follow. Her heart raced. Every story her grandmother told echoed in her mind. The Moon Wolf chooses only those with a brave spirit. Taking a deep breath, she stepped onto the light. It was warm, soothing, not cold like she expected. With each step, the village behind her faded until only the silver glow remained. The moment she reached the lake's center, the world shifted. Stars swirled like falling snow. The ground beneath her vanished, and she floated in a vast sky filled with glowing constellations. The Moon Wolf leapt beside her, weightless, its eyes guiding her forward. "Where are we going?" she whispered, though no sound seemed to carry. The wolf's voice echoed directly inside her mind, deep and gentle. To the forgotten city, a place where time sleeps and hearts remember what the world has lost. Ella felt a strange mix of awe and belonging. She wasn't just visiting a myth, she was becoming part of it. The silver winds carried them forward toward a distant glow shaped like ancient towers beneath the moon. The stars stretched into streaks of silver as Ella drifted closer to the glowing horizon. Gradually, shapes formed beneath her. A vast city carved from moonstone, shimmering with pale light. Broken towers spiraled toward the heavens, while wide boulevards glimmered as if paved with frost. Despite its ruin, the city pulsed with quiet life, like the heartbeat of something ancient. The moonwolf landed softly on a bridge of crystal and turned to watch her. Ella followed, her footsteps making no sound. Around them, faint whispers floated through the air, voices of a forgotten age. These are memories, the wolf's voice resonated in her mind. Echoes of those who once walked here. She gazed around in awe. Silvery fountains gushed water that defied gravity, flowing upward like reversed waterfalls. Statues of heroes long lost glowed faintly, their eyes catching the moonlight as though they might awaken at any moment. Suddenly, a low rumble shook the ground. The crystal bridge quivered. Shadows began to seep from the cracks of the city stone, black and smoke-like, coiling into strange forms. "What's happening?" Ella gasped. "The city is testing you," the wolf replied, its golden eyes narrowing. "To receive the gift of the forgotten city, you must face your own fear." The shadows slithered closer, forming towering silhouettes, each one shaped from moments of her own doubts, nights of loneliness, the ache of being misunderstood, every memory she tried to hide. Her lantern flickered. She felt the cold creep into her chest. "Remember who you are," the wolf's voice thundered, suddenly fierce. "You are chosen not because you are fearless, but because you carry the courage to walk through fear." Ella tightened her grip on the lantern. Its flame flared brighter, as if fed by her determination. The shadows hissed and recoiled, shrinking back into the cracks of the moonstone streets. The city sighed, a long, low sound of approval. The towers brightened, their pale glow turning into a radiant silver dawn. The moonwolf stepped beside her. "You have passed the first trial," it said, voice gentle once more. "Now the true path to the city's heart awaits." The silver dawn faded into a twilight glow as Ella and the moonwolf advanced deeper into the ancient city. Moonstone arches stretched above them like the ribs of a colossal creature, each carved with runes that pulsed faintly whenever she passed. The air tasted of cool mist and something older than time itself. Ahead lay a grand plaza encircled by broken pillars. At its center floated a sphere of pale light, spinning slowly in the air. It hummed with a rhythm that matched the beat of Ella's heart,
"This is the heart lantern," the wolf's voice resonated. "It holds the city's memories, but it will not yield its power easily." Ella stepped closer, her own lantern glowing in response. As she reached out, the sphere flared and released a burst of moonlit mist. Images erupted all around, visions of the city in its prime, children dancing under star-strewn skies, artisans shaping moonstone into art, scholars tracing constellations on vast parchments. The beauty overwhelmed her, but with it came sorrow. The visions twisted into scenes of chaos, storms of shadow, cries of panic, towers crumbling like sandcastles beneath a dark tide. Ella's chest tightened. "You fell because of fear," she whispered, the words spilling out unbidden. The sphere shuddered. Shadows poured from its core, forming a towering figure cloaked in night. Its voice rumbled like distant thunder. "And you, child of dawn, dare to claim what is ours?" Ella gripped her lantern tighter. "I don't come to claim. I come to remember and to help." The shadows stretched toward her, cold and heavy. Yet the moon wolf stepped forward, golden eyes blazing. "Show it the strength of your light," the wolf commanded. Ella closed her eyes and summoned every memory of love and courage she had ever known. Her grandmother's gentle songs, the quiet bravery of lonely nights, the promise of new mornings. Her lantern flared so brightly it hurt to look at, casting a radiant glow that pushed back the darkness. The shadow shrieked and dissolved into a rain of silver sparks. The heart lantern pulsed once, twice, then settled into a gentle glow, as if acknowledging her resolve. The moon wolf inclined its head. "You have awakened the city's memory. The final path now opens." A sudden stillness fell over the moonlit plaza. The heart lantern's glow stretched into a narrow beam that pointed toward a grand staircase spiraling downward into the earth. Ella felt the pull immediately, like a gentle tide tugging her forward. The moon wolf padded beside her, silent but watchful. As they descended, the air cooled, carrying the faint scent of rain and ancient stone. Soft echoes of distant water guided them deeper until the staircase opened into a vast cavern lit by pools of luminescent moss. At the cavern's center stood a colossal gate of silver and obsidian. Intricate patterns of stars and moons shimmered across its surface, shifting and rearranging as though alive. A low hum vibrated under Ella's feet, resonating with her heartbeat. "This is the Gate of Echoes," the wolf said, its voice a quiet reverence. "Beyond lies the city's heart and the final truth." Ella stepped closer. Strange whispers rose around her, not threatening, but beckoning. She touched the gate, and instantly a rush of images flooded her mind. A memory of a people who once thrived here, of their laughter and love, their fear as darkness came, their last hope entrusted to the moon's guardians. The whispers grew louder, forming words she could almost understand. "Will you bear our light? Will you remember us when the world forgets?" Her chest tightened with an ache, both sorrowful and wondrous. "I will," she whispered aloud. "I promise." The gate trembled, its starry patterns flaring to life. But before it could open, a deep rumble echoed through the cavern. From the shadows behind the pools, a monstrous shape emerged, an enormous serpent woven from starlight and smoke. Its eyes burned like twin eclipses. The moon wolf lowered its head, golden eyes blazing. "The guardian tests us. To enter, we must show unity of spirit." The serpent hissed, a sound like cracking ice, and lunged. Ella's lantern flared instinctively, casting a radiant shield. The moon wolf leapt beside her, their lights mingling into a dazzling arc. The cavern shook as light and shadow collided, a dance of silver and black that filled the air with a roar like thunder. "Hold fast, Ella. Only together can we awaken the gate."
The villagers held their breath as the moon climbed higher, painting the mountains in silver light. From the forest edge came a soft, melodic howl, neither threatening nor fearful. Alara stepped forward, heart pounding. The great moon wolf emerged, his fur shimmering like starlight. His eyes glowed gentle blue, as if carrying the wisdom of centuries. The wolf bowed his head to Alara. "You have listened," a voice echoed inside her mind, calm and powerful. "The forest and your village are one. Protect the balance, and you protect each other." Behind Alara, the elders approached slowly. They dropped their weapons, awed by the creature's presence. The moon wolf raised his head and howled again, a sound that filled the valley with a strange warmth. Trees swayed as if bowing to him, and the night wind carried a promise of peace. Alara felt tears in her eyes. She understood now. The stories were not warnings but invitations. The moon wolf was never a monster. He was a guardian, asking only for respect and harmony. When dawn approached, the wolf turned and padded back into the forest, his figure fading with the mist. Alara whispered, "We will remember." And for the first time in generations, the village and the forest stood in quiet unity. Days passed, and the village began to change. Hunters no longer took more than they needed. Children planted new trees where the forest had thinned. At night, families gathered beneath the glowing moon, sharing stories not of fear, but of respect for the ancient guardian who watched from the shadows. Alara became the village's voice of harmony. She taught the children the wolf's lesson: protect the balance, and it will protect you. Whenever doubts arose, the people remembered the soft blue glow of the moon wolf's eyes and the warmth of his howl. One clear evening, Alara wandered to the forest's edge. A breeze whispered through the leaves, carrying a faint, melodic sound. She looked up to see a silhouette on a distant ridge, tall, proud, and bathed in silver light. The moon wolf stood there, motionless, his gaze fixed on the village. For a heartbeat, their eyes met. Alara smiled, placing her hand over her heart. The wolf dipped his head once, then turned and vanished into the misty mountains. From that night on, the villagers spoke of a promise unbroken. The forest thrived, the rivers ran clear, and the moonlit howls became a lullaby of peace. And though the moon wolf was seldom seen again, every shimmering full moon reminded them he was always near, guarding the delicate bond between nature and humankind. If you enjoyed this moonlit adventure and want more magical tales under the stars, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon so you never miss a journey into mystery and wonder. Moon Wolf Glow.